Okay, so peace and love to everybody out there. Um, okay, so I just wanted to do a quick video on the Jay-Z and the NFL deal. A few people have contacted me and said, hey, what do you think about this? I would like to know your opinion or, just your thoughts about it. So I'm like, you know what, let me just do a quick video about that and hopefully I can give out some information or shed some light on some things that some people might not know. Maybe, maybe not, whatever, we'll see. So, Jay-Z signed with the NFL to be their live music and entertainment strategist. So pretty much anything in terms of live music or the Super Bowl halftime show, things like that, he's the one that will be in charge of it, right? Um, a lot of folks, a lot of people are looking at it like, why would Jay-Z sign a deal with the NFL, especially when he's supposed to be with Kaepernick, right? Or standing or kneeling with Kaepernick. Why is he doing a deal with the NFL? A little bit of backstory about that is Colin Kaepernick is the NFL player that is probably the most popular for kneeling during the national anthem. His main goal was to bring attention to police brutality, and pretty much systematic racism, right? Jay-Z last year was also offered a chance to perform at the Super Bowl halftime, and he turned it down, most likely because of Colin Kaepernick. So people are looking at it like, you know, he's supposed to be with Kaepernick. Why is he now signing the deal with the NFL? During the interview, Jay-Z said that we're past boycotting. No, he said we're past protesting. We're past protesting. So people want to know what I think about that. Here's what I think. I absolutely agree with him. I do think we're past protesting. You have to understand that protesting means nothing if there's no action right after, or if there's no action following the protest. You can stand outside, you can chant all you want, you can protest all you want. If you do not stop supporting them in whichever means possible, it's either maybe you watching the shows or you spending money at their location or putting money in their pockets. If you don't stop any of those things, you are still supporting them. They're still getting money from you. So in other words, they don't care what you say when you stand outside and chant. Okay? History will tell you that one of the most successful, if not the most successful, boycott was the one organized by Martin Luther King Jr. That's such a long name, right? So he organized a bus boycott. Damn, this is like a tongue twister. Anyway, he organized the boycott, and it was very, very, very successful. Old people were walking. They pretty much stopped taking the bus because they were not being treated right, right? Nothing new. Old people were walking, kids were walking, everybody was walking, trekking for miles, or finding ways to get to wherever it is that they need to get to. Majority of people, of black folks, did that. Majority. I'm talking about majority, like maybe in the 90s in terms of percentage, right? Nowadays, you can't even get people to boycott a clothing that they probably can't even afford to begin with. Keyword being afford, right? Yes, you can buy it, but can you afford it, right? And I'm not throwing any shade to anybody. I don't wear Gucci, right? It's not to throw any shade, but I feel like I'm getting off topic. Anyway, so Jay-Z said that we're, so if you do a little bit of history learning, you will see that, in order for a boycott to be successful or protesting to be successful, it must follow up by some kind of action. So you can't keep spending money or giving them the money and think he's going to change. Jay-Z also said that Kaepernick's main point was to bring awareness to police brutality. And I feel like, yes, it has done that. But now the question is, what do we do after? Right? So people are trying to say, okay, Jay-Z's making a deal with them. They're looking down on him or condemning him and so on. I don't think we should be so quick to do that. Right? Here's why. If you pay attention to like the moves that Beyonce and Jay-Z have made these past few years, you will see that they're pretty aware of what's going on in society, right? And you, in terms of like paying for documentaries or paying for lawyer fees or just a lot of things to kind of put black people out there, they've done a few things. So did Jay-Z sign this deal just for the money? Maybe, maybe not, right? Did he sign it because he actually wants to hopefully influence the NFL somehow? Maybe, maybe not. We truly do not know. He did say that he spoke to Kaepernick, and then somebody on the internet said that he didn't speak to Kaepernick about the deal, they just spoke about something else, which is absolutely smart, right? If you're going to, you don't always want to tell your plans, right? And a little bit of research about black leaders will tell you that they're most of the time they're probably already being monitored or being watched. So there's no reason he would actually just put his plans out there or try to tell Kaepernick, maybe even over the phone. His phones and stuff is probably tapped. People are gonna look at it like, oh, conspiracy theorists. Trust me, do your research, okay? Malcolm X, phone was tapped. MLK, phone was tapped. Black Panthers, phones were tapped. All of that, trust me, research it if you want. So it's very important that we understand that just because Jay-Z right now is signing some deal with NFL does not mean that he does not have a plan. If he has a plan, cool. If it doesn't, cool. Either way, at least let's give him a chance and see what happens, right? Another thing is, you cannot walk into somebody's house and start making decisions. You can't walk into somebody's house and start calling the shots. You can't walk into somebody's dining table and start making demands. Why? Because you do not have a seat at that table. You don't own a seat there. You do not pay any bills there. In order for Jay-Z to even remotely try to make any change, he must find a way to get in, which is a seat at that table. So getting or signing that contract is probably a beginning of something that could be something positive. We do not know. So that's what I think about it. I think that we shouldn't be so quick to judge him. I think that he might have a plan. Just because he called Kaepernick and did not tell him about the plan does not mean that he doesn't have a plan. And if he did do it just for the money, then we'll find out later. And then it is what it is. But let's at least give him a chance before we start diving into conclusions. So peace and love to everybody out there. And I think I was supposed to say that in the beginning, but I forgot. Anyway, peace and love.